What's up? So today we're going to be using the Sud Buster. This is a extremely strong rocket launcher, especially when you use a loadout for it. Its stats actually do kind of match similarly to the pot shot, so this could be a great alternative rocket launcher to use if you just don't feel like using the pot shot. And honestly, the reason why this weapon is just so good is honestly because of its 6 perk. And also the other perks that you can run on this weapon as well. So the 6 perks are pretty cool for this weapon and all of the Art Deco weapons. You can basically do bonus damage to certain elemental types. So on this copy I have right here, I'm running basically bonus damage to water enemies, and of course it's nature, so I'm doing like a bunch of extra damage towards all of those water enemies. But other than that, let's go over the perks. I'm running reload, crit damage, crit rating, and bonus damage to mist monsters. And you can also run like any other bonus damage to any other element too. Like you can also run bonus damage to fire or nature too. You just can't have energy or physical on this weapon, and the same goes for all of the other Art Deco weapons. So those are the perks that I'm going to be running for today's video. The only downside I can really see with this weapon is the reload time. So you can actually swap out that reload speed that I have at the top there for another crit damage. I just find with the build that I'm using, it just doesn't really synergize that well because I am using a Lynx build. So with the reload speed, when I use Lynx, I can actually get around 3 rockets off instead of just 2. So that's why I have the reload time on. But depending on playstyle, you can also just have double crit damage, honestly. Like I think with a Demo Penny loadout, probably double crit damage would just be better. And also double crit damage is very strong too. I was trying this build out with a Lynx loadout, which I will be showing shortly. I was actually almost about to 2-shot powerful 250 smashers, like in a solo game. And if you threw on like basically a supercharger, you would basically be able to just 2-shot smashers with this weapon, as long as you get lucky with the crits. So yeah, very strong weapon that you can have. And the way that you can perk it kind of determines on what loadout you use, so well, fun honestly to use. But also another thing that this weapon has that's kind of a little bad is the reload time. So the reload time is really slow, that's why of course I have the reload perk on it. But that also does mean that the overall damage is not going to be that good over time. So a way to combat that is to run the Compression Buster. This weapon is pretty simple. Fully charged up shot, you hit an enemy with it, it knocks it back. But it gets a 6 perk that allows you to stun whatever you hit, and it also has splash damage too, so even if you miss, you could still stun something and knock it back, which is really good. So the perks I of course have on it is fire rate reload, obviously to spam the stun attack, and impact, mostly because higher impact I would imagine just pushes them further back, and it should. I also may or may not be low on a variety of perk up, but it's not like those 2 perks really matter because it is a support weapon. And for the loadout I'm using is I'm using Lynx in the lead because of that huge damage buff. Around 140% extra damage, just as long as you're in kunai. That's very good, and that buffs every single weapon in the game. Totally rocking out just to help with those crits. Of course, those 2 just to activate. Totally rocking out. Demo Penny as well as Trooper Jonesy for just overall extra damage. And then I threw in Survivalist Jonesy just to help out a little bit in case I accidentally get sniped or get hit. And the same thing goes with my extra gadgets. Also, the other reason too why I'm running the Compression Buster is pretty much for the stun to stall until I get my kunai. But other than that, the mission we will be doing is this Retrieve the Data. It is a water mission. It has slowing attacks, slowing pools, and health burst, which is a little annoying because I am using a rocket launcher. But, I don't know, I don't think it should be too hard. It is just a normal data, after all. with not really any hard modifiers, unless you count health burst, but that is sort of kind of about it when it comes to the overall mission.
Well, that started an arms race. You know those rumors we've been hearing about an even more dangerous part of the storm? A corrosive storm that closes in on you, eventually swallowing you alive? Remember how I said that would never, ever, ever happen here? It's happening here. We need to retrieve the data as usual, but this time we need to watch the storm. Exposure to the storm will hurt you. A lot. You'll take damage when you're in the storm, so keep an eye on your health. We need to retrieve the data before we're overwhelmed by the storm, so you'll want to move quickly. We only have 20 minutes. Keep an eye on the storm's movement on your map.
Yeah, don't mind me getting lost while trying to find the data, but this spot is pretty straightforward. This is a very common spot that you can get in both Autumn Foothills as well as the Pirate Zones, and it's pretty much a two-winner mission. Very, very simple. What I like to do is just pretty much block off this entire top part and just force them to go down by the water for both sides, or at least close to the water. So I'll pretty much build some barricades like that right here, just so they don't ever come up here at all, because you can just block off this entire side and not worry about it at all. Right here I'm just setting up some wooden ramps. Smashers will obviously destroy that no matter what, but it's just something to stall anything that does weak. And it doesn't even matter if it's metal, stone, whatever. Like, it always gets one-shot by smashers because ramps don't have enough health. Also, right here I'm like really used to doing this spot with a constructor, so I'm kind of like thinking about where I want to have my shrapnel, because I don't want like a random smasher to destroy it from its charge. And also, this is kind of the reason why you probably should play certain spots while doing like different strategies, because you don't want to just be clueless like I am right now and just sort of thinking about where I want everything. You know, in a mission where time is actually kind of limited. But it's not like it really matters that much for a spot like this. You know, like, it is just 2 lanes. I have a lot of time to just think about where I want everything. But it's something definitely to consider for harder spots, just in case, you know. I'm also just setting up, of course, barricades like this far out, just because I don't want any like random lobbers or like random assassins. I've seen like gunslingers, pitchers, blasters walk around that, because they could just walk into water. So kind of just setting up big barricades on both sides just to play around that. And the strategy that I'm going to be using for traps is, well, just 4 launchers and tires. I can't really help it, honestly. It's such a really easy crowd control combo, honestly. Like, if you just want to be able to just crowd control everything in one spot, like, you just use that combo. especially with like a 1-4 spike. Or just throw in some broadside too. Like, you can really just do anything when you use that combo. Like, it is just crowd control after all. But yeah, right here I'm just kind of spamming like some sound walls. I just want to play things safe, of course, when it comes to floaters, because I don't want to accidentally shoot at a smasher that's in the front of my trap tunnel and just blow up everything. Because that's the last thing that I want to have happen. And also right there, I just put like a wall launcher there, just in case anything attacks that. The wall launcher will push back those random husks and just reset their AI too. If you didn't know, impact straps like wall, floor launcher, tires, even broadsides can actually stagger enemies and reset their AI, so they're more likely to enter your strap tunnel instead of breaking your barricades. It's a good tip, honestly, for if you are playing a spot like this, or I guess like a worse spot where you have to rely a lot more on block-offs or barricades. But yeah, I was kind of wanting to put like a wall launcher there. I guess that's what I get for just kind of spamming my straps, honestly. But it's not like it really matters anyways. Like floor, wall launcher, it doesn't really matter in that sort of spot. But yeah, this is a weird sighting. I'm using properly power leveled wall darts for once. Which yeah, I don't really use those too often. But I mean, they are very good for weeks. Like, high power level wall darts are great for dealing with weaks. And then, yeah, it's just right here, I'm just doing some tire straps. They just have ×2 reload and a bunch of durability. Nothing really too crazy, honestly. Right here, I'm wanting to like try something different with broadsides. Like, I kind of want to like space out my broadsides a little bit more, so I'm just only doing like ones above the one side I currently have. Mostly because I just want to see if that's a good cost-effective way to just get like extra damage without spending as much materials. But I don't know, in the defense it actually didn't seem to be doing too bad, so maybe I'm probably use that technique again, where I, you know, don't spam a million traps everywhere and just actually see like how good those 2 traps are. Because placement can sometimes be everything in this game. Just like that, I put a wall dart there, like not because of the fact that I will shoot at something, but just for the extra building health, just in case a smasher decides to charge in that tunnel. I also do put wall darts too here. Again, not really for damage. Like, yeah, they'll help out for damage, but mainly for building health, honestly. Like, any tier 3 strap is really cheap. I also decided to throw in some like low tier ceiling zappers too. Well, I guess not really a low tier. Like, they are tier 4, but in case they don't get value, it's not like I lost like that many materials. So it's not really a huge loss if they don't get too much value. I've also been wanting to like incorporate them for a video for a while too, so why not incorporate them for this one? Why not? And yeah, basically I'm just going to set up some anti-air defenses for flingers and wobbers, and pretty much right there after that I'll just start the mission.
The only way we're going to retrieve all of the data is to shoot the balloon down as soon as possible. So bring down that balloon, download that data, and get ready to move. The balloon has landed. Defend that data. Trial successfully retrieved.
But here we go, we have a smasher in defense. I also love how when I actually shot him with my rocket launcher, it actually looked like it healed him, but it didn't. Because that's not how physics work. But yeah, right here I pretty much just slow field just to buy myself enough time to charge up my compression buster, the burster. I think it's pronounced burster actually, I've been mispronouncing that this entire time. But yeah, with a bit of support, this weapon is really good. Like I'm just able to drop these two smashers down, and then the game just throws like two more. And yeah, by the time that they actually show up, I just have my ability back to just shred down that last one. Which is pretty nice, honestly. Very, very nice combo, honestly, for weapons. Especially if you have a slow field to spare. But yeah, very good damage, honestly. Especially with the fact that it's a regular rocket launcher, it's just gonna be hitting like both smashers. And then if they're far enough away, you know, it was just, of course, knocked them back, I guess. But yeah, right there, kinda had some broadsides get destroyed, and I guess that soon Separate Diamond's place actually got some Femi, which is nice. Yeah, it kinda makes me wish that I just had like a bunch of low tier boulders just kinda off to the side, because, you know, like if the Smashers destroyed that, it wouldn't have costed anything, but it's not like it really matters anyways. Like if you play Sheep like every game, you know, you can afford to make a few replacements here and there. But yeah, other than that, the rest of the mission is pretty chill, honestly. Like they send like literally one other smasher and that's kind of about it. Yeah, it's not really an interesting defense. Like I guess they blew up something there, but I'm just going to replace that with like a low tier 1-4 spike, because why not? But yeah, other than that, I mean the weapon's really good. I might as well show off the rest of the mission too. Because I guess this also does double as like, I guess a Shrap guide, because why not? I also put a ramp there just to really make sure no random enemies attack that. Because that's kind of like a really, really bad spot for him to destroy. But yeah, nothing really much to commentate about, but yeah, this is a really good trap tunnel, honestly. Like, really good crowd control. If you just want like an easy trap tunnel to main, like you could just main that, you know. It's good for damage, stalls all of the enemies back, which is really, really good too. But yeah, that's about it. Maybe I might stick to the 2 broadsides instead of going all in with a million extra broadsides. Because having the extras seem kind of pointless if the 2 are just honestly doing fine, to be honest.
Another file.
the boss has shown up. It's not really an interesting boss, to be honest with you. It's a shame that he kind of has tank, because it just basically means I pretty much can't even kill him. I mean, I guess I could have tried, but yeah, I just don't really see much of a point of honestly killing bosses, especially if they have like tank as a modifier. You know, like if they have like tank, smoke screen, I just don't really see much of a point as why I should kill them actually. It just take way too many resources and too much time, honestly. Especially if they do a random like flash wave and just send like a bunch of smashers or flingers too. Just don't really see much of a point, honestly, for dealing with that. So I'm just basically kind of bullying him and just whirling him around in circles in the water. And yeah, that's sort of kind of about it. Like, they send like literally 1 hour smasher, like, no joke, they really don't send anything for this entire mission. I guess like right here the mini boss is just trying to be toxic by just destroying like that one ramp. But yeah, that kind of seems a little random, honestly. So, just gonna replace that. But yeah, other than that, the Sud Buster, yeah, I think it's pronounced Buster, not Burster. Yeah, other than that, it's a very, very good weapon. You can easily main this solo missions. Probably don't really need a loadout, honestly, but that's how good the weapon is. I'd say it's pretty good, honestly. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this totally awesome video.